All right, traders, I ended up making 7 trades today. SPY went 20 cents against me on the SPY price, cut my loss quickly, and then I had 6 wins. Ended up making $11,500. In terms of Trader Society, it was over a 96% win rate as a team as a whole. Almost every single person was green. We ended up having a multi-6-figure day, and in terms of my analysis today, it was 100% spot on. In terms of the video that I posted, we brought awareness that SPY was going to drop 2 to 3 points from the open, and then it was going to start to have a bullish recovery, right? And that is exactly what ended up happening. I brought awareness to a pattern, and it repeated itself in a very similar cycle. And the funny part is, man, people don't understand how to use these videos or how to trade. It's truly comical in some of the comments that I received. My team and I, we're hitting puts. Look at this, man. I'll type in 422. We're hitting puts and we're banking instantly, man. We've been preparing for that 422 level for weeks. 9:34 a.m. in 422 puts. Do you guys realize 9:34 a.m. was the exact high of day on SPY? That's literally where it topped out today at 9:34 a.m. where we're hitting puts. I made $3,000 within minutes on that scalp. I alerted this at 422.40. And I'm receiving comments in my YouTube section and people are commenting, oh, he was wrong. Oh, he was wrong. And we're just laughing our asses off printing money like we do every single week, man. Smash that like button and let us know if you guys crushed it today. Because what I did was I brought awareness to a pattern, what we were interested in doing. And then I said, if SPY doesn't open up flat, so it didn't open up flat, what we're going to do is we're going to hit puts at the next best level. So what's the next best level for puts? This was the next best level for puts. Since it didn't open up flat and ended up gapping up higher, right? That pattern didn't repeat itself exactly, but the cycles of it did because it dropped 2 to 3 points and then it started to have that bullish recovery. So in a way, it did repeat itself, right? In terms of the part that really didn't repeat itself, it was just for swing trading, but we didn't swing trade puts. But in terms of my watch list, I made it very, very clear. So right here, $422. $422 is a gap close reversal level. This is a key level for puts. That's why we were smashing puts at 422.40. And then right here, this is what I said. I made it very, very clear. 418s. It's going to try to spike back in the 418s, $2 drop below from the highs, and they're going to try to close this at 420. And then I literally said 2 hours before the close, they're going to close this at 420.60. I literally said that, and it was so spot on, 420.40. It was so spot on. I said 420.40, man. And then we made it very, very clear. So if SPY is sitting around support, 418s, 419s, it's sitting around support a couple hours before close, 1 to 3 p.m., which it was, I'll be interested in buying calls. We banked both ways, man, both ways. Did very, very well on the puts and did very, very well on the calls. I'm going to show you how we were able to master this. So why did I do put options on the SPY? The reason why I did put options on the SPY was go back and watch yesterday's video so you understand exactly what it is that I saw. I'm not going to repeat it myself. I do not have time for that. But in terms of some other reasons based off of confirmation why I did puts, we were interested in 422. 422, there was a gap to fill above. This is where SPY is going to try to reverse. We're towards major resistance. Gap close reversals are real. So the first time, the initial reaction, it tests this 422. It's going to try to have a small pullback where 422 puts go from out of the money to in the money. We buy the puts out of the money when SPY is above 422. We sell in the money. We bank. We profit $3,000 profit in minutes. That's what we do. We did the same thing at $420. Remember I told you about the 420 gap? It's going to be a bull trap. We banked on that. Here we are again doing the same exact strategy at a slightly different level. We're not holding hopes. We wait for the best setups at the best prices. We'll do it at 428. We'll do it at 430. The strategy works, and we do it the initial time. We do it when nobody knows there's a gap to fill there. When nobody knows, initially it's going to try to react as a resistance because they don't study the daily chart and they don't set their price alerts. They do not prepare. And those who fail to prepare are setting themselves up for failure. With that being said, man, like I said, you have to be able to see it before it actually happens. And was there confirmation to do puts at your level, or did you just initially do it because you're expecting it to drop at 422 initially, right? So initially, I think it's going to drop at 422, and sometimes I'll just get in, and then other times I'll use confirmations. Was there confirmation? Yes. Look at the 30-minute chart in the pre-market. This is the most bearish doji. It's nearly a gravestone doji. This is super bearish. Look at how predictable this is. Every single 30-minute candle was red when we were hitting the 422s. So when we spike back up to 422.40, guess who's smashing puts at 9:30:40 a.m. as soon as I see this most bearish red candlestick on the 1 minute candle? I am. And then it just collapsed, man. So that is why I did puts. Such a simple play, man. We're not doing this whole gap and go where SPY gaps up. No, if SPY's gapping up and it's towards 52-week highs and there's a gap to fill above towards those 52-week highs, we're smashing puts with or without confirmation. I encourage you to use confirmation though. But if this is at best price, overextended gap up, we're hitting puts, man. Everyone's saying, oh, debit's healing, it's going to squeeze, it's going to spike. There's your spike, there's your squeeze. Those motherfuckers are going to be smart and sell the news, right? While your dumbass is going to try to buy calls because there's good news. We sell the news. Understand how the game works, man. And the confirmation was there for that play. It's just truly comical, man. I'm trying my best to make everyone money and carry this niche as a team as a whole. It's just truly disturbing that people are laughing while we're just printing money within our comment section. And then there's other people within Trader Society who are not even trading. I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? Why are you not trading? We've been waiting weeks for this to hit 422. Go back and watch my videos. We made it very, very clear. The first time SPY hits 422, it should drop. And that's an expectation that should happen on initial reaction. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it should. And you can use a confirmation, such as a 30-minute candlestick, such as an indicator, such as multi-time frame candlesticks. I use candlesticks personally to confirm that it's safe to actually get in. But what more confirmation did you need, man? All the 30-minute candles were red before the open. Everything was screaming bearish, just a classic sell the news type of play. Now, in terms of the call options, I ended up doing, I did puts twice above 422, made 3K. I did puts another time at 420.50, made some nice money on that, made 2K on that. And then I did calls. I was hitting calls under 420. I was hitting calls under 420. Let me see if I could see some of the patterns. So basically the reason why I was doing calls, I'm not going to be explaining it again. The reason why I was doing calls, it is all in yesterday's video. That is why I was doing calls. Now, in terms of confirmations, was there really any confirmations? There wasn't too many confirmations. I would say there wasn't too many confirmations. It was more of just instinct and just being able to read the price action. You can just look at price action. It's like, it's hard to explain. For those of you who are on this level, you can just look at how the candlesticks are moving, how the price is moving, how it's reacting. It's hard to explain, but you can just look at it and you just know it's going to happen. You just know it's going to spike at that time or it's going to crash at the time. You just know. It's hard to put into words. It's not just intuition. It's not just a feeling. It's a state of mind. It's a flow state. It's a feeling. It's intuition. But it's also just like the way it's moving, and how it's reacting. That was a lot of reasons behind it as well. But we talk about this all the time, man. These wicks, it's going to want to go back up and spike back up towards the high of these wicks. Those are some other reasons for calls. But that's basically the recap in a nutshell. In terms of this value, a lot of the value is in the last video that I posted before this in terms of the trades that I made today. And then in terms of the value that I mainly given in this one, the true value was on the put side. The call side, there was lack of confirmations, and I was mainly explaining yesterday's video. But based off of everything that I just said, the true value that I said was in the put side. The 30-minute bearish candle, the gap close reversal. When it fills an overbought gap, the initial reaction, it's going to try to reject and react as a resistance level. With that being said, what's the game plan for tomorrow, man? The game plan for tomorrow is very simple. Look at what SPY is doing, guys. A phenomenal trading opportunity is setting up. Excuse me. A phenomenal trading opportunity is set up, man. Look at this. Look at this. SPY has its gap up. It keeps on trending up. SPY has its gap up. It keeps on trending up. And remember, these patterns that I show you, they can repeat themselves in similar ways, not to an exact T. For example, I had this pattern. It was saying it's going to try to drop 2 to 3 points. Then it's going to have a bullish recovery. That's exactly what happened. The only difference was SPY had a nice gap up. It didn't open up flat. So it didn't open up flat. So that part didn't repeat itself, but I'm not swing trading, so I'm chilling. And then I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, my key levels say hit puts at 422. This is a no-brainer. And then we combine it with that pattern and it repeated in a similar cycle. So remember, similar cycles. Keep that in mind. But this is what I want to bring awareness to into what I'm seeing on the daily chart. I am seeing this. Look at this, man. The same thing is happening. I want you to compare the left side to the right side. I think we can all agree the same pattern is happening, right? The same very similar pattern in a sense is kind of happening. So what happens the next day? The next day right here, you can see, so in terms of SPY, what did we open up at? We opened up at 418.64. Previous closing price was 418.62. So we opened up flat. So SPY opened up flat, and the best price to buy was towards the previous low of day, and the best price to short was slightly under the previous highs. So here's the game plan. I'm putting my odds with that. But for calls, I'm going to be very more strategic. But look, man, for puts, we're doing it again. We're hitting puts at our best level. If we go to, this is going to be the zone, 421.50, 421.50 to 422. If we go in that zone, I'm hitting puts. Look for 30-minute bearish confirmation. That's your best confirmation, right? Based off the pattern that I've shown you, it's going to try to top 422 to 420 to 422 to 421.50. That's what it's going to do. Now, if this has some wild or crazy gap up or something like that, I'll hit puts at 423. If I hit puts at 422 and I get stopped out, I'll hit puts at 423. My max risk on that is like above 423. I'm not risking more than this. Look, man, if it breaks above this in form of support, it's going to go super bullish and explode up. But 423, if I get stopped out in my zone, say I do it, I see confirmation, 421.50 to 422, I hit my puts. If I get stopped out, I hit my puts again at 423. If I get stopped out, I just do nothing. I'm chilling. I don't want calls that high. I'm chilling. I'll wait for some sort of bearish confirmation, right? But that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing another bull trap getting created. I'm seeing another opportunity where we can buy puts towards that 422 to 421.50. And we shall see if the market gives it to us. I'm not saying that we're going to 422. What I'm saying is if we do go there, I'm looking to do puts. And the best way to do that is with confirmation, not without confirmation. The level already worked. But the point is when SPY retests this previous support right around this like 421.90, right around that zone, it's going to try to crash again based off the daily pattern. Now, in terms of calls, based off the daily pattern, it's going to try to bottom at the lows. They're going to try to spike this at 418.74, right? Now, here's what I'm going to be eyeing for calls. Calls could be a little bit more tricky. There's 3 levels, but I'm going to say this. The best level to buy calls, like we said in our last video, is 416.30. We shall see if it's going to hit or not. Based off the pattern, it's saying it's not going to hit, right? So if it's not going to hit, we're going to be eyeing 417 and 418, lower 418 ranged, right? Now, what are some ways you can use, right? So if we're expecting like a bullish reversal, so if we're expecting like SPY to drop from 422 and it drops tomorrow, it has a nice drop, and then we're expecting a bullish reversal, how can we kind of figure out if it's going to bottom at 416 or if it's going to bottom at 418 or if it's going to bottom at 417? How do we figure that out? One way, not just confirmations on the candlesticks, but it's time. What you need to understand is if we're expecting SPY to have a bullish reversal and the market's going to close in like 1 hour, 2 hours, we're 2 to 3 hours away from close. It can't drop much further if it has that bullish reversal. That's one thing you have to understand, especially at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is like the cutoff time. If SPY is going to reverse, 3 p.m. it's reversing. So what I'm telling you is, if SPY is just chopping at the lows, bouncing, and it's at one of our key support levels, the highest one is this 418s. The high 418s is our highest one. The middle one is 417. The best one is 416.30. So how do you know which one it's going to be? Basically, what I'm telling you is if SPY is just chopping and bouncing at one of those levels in 3 to 2 hours before close, that's likely the level. That's what I'm telling you. So, if it's 2 p.m. and SPY sitting in the mid 418s and we haven't dropped to those other levels, it's likely not going to drop to the other levels. That's what I'm telling you. And that's how we were able to buy calls very, very nicely towards the lows, because we were expecting a bullish reversal and we had multiple levels. And one of the ways we identified that it was going to be at that level is because there wasn't a lot of time left. If it's going to have a reversal, it's going to happen at 1, 2, or 3 p.m. That's when it's going to happen. And, if it's just sitting there at 2 p.m., it's not realistic for it to drop another 1 to 2 points if it's going to have a reversal. That's what you need to understand. So it has to do with timing, man. It's going to happen at the very end, at the very last, 2 hours, maybe 3, but the later the better. The later the better. If it's at one of those levels and it's 3 p.m., that's even better, because if it has to reverse, it has to reverse right there then and now, right? It has to reverse instantly, and it's at the level and there's not a lot of time left, so it's great. But it's a little bit more risky if you do it at 1 p.m. because it still has time to crash. Don't you understand? So you have to wait for the best place to develop, and you see if it develops. And if there's lack of development, you use confirmations, you use candlesticks, man, instead of just kind of getting in. But that's my overall views. That's my overall analysis. Like I said, we're going to be hitting puts 421.50 to 422. If we get stopped out, we're doing puts at 423. Use bearish confirmations, use tight stops. We're not holding our hopes based off the pattern that I identified. The retest at 421.50 to 422 should be a good opportunity for puts. And then the retest, it's saying it's going to be in the 418s. If not, then 416 to 417 zone calls will bank. But we should have another bullish reversal. So I want you to think of it as like a similar day, kind of like a similar day today. And in terms of the close, it closed right at the previous closing price. So we closed at 420. We closed at 420.20. So if this pattern, if this history repeats itself, we close around the previous closing price. We top around 421.50 to 422. We bottom around 418s. Now, if it doesn't repeat itself, I stand by puts at 423. I stand by calls at 416.30. But either way, man, it should have somewhat of like a middle close, and we should see great bull and bear traps tomorrow. Similar today, a great bull trap at the 421.50 to 422, if not 423, and then a great bear trap at 418s to 417s to 416s. But the reason why I'm so lenient with this whole call zone is I know the best level for calls is at that 416s. Got to be a little bit careful. But the reason why I'm so a little bit of lenient on calls is just because it's just trying to set up for the ultimate bull trap, man. Look at this, man. Look at this pattern, man. Shit's going to be in the fan soon. So like I said, man, if SPY forms a trend reversal daily candlestick right before the market closes, we see a trend reversal daily candlestick like this, I'm swinging puts, man. That'll be my confirmation. If we have a candlestick like this, aligned to a candlestick like this, same candle, and then we form the same candle right day after that, look what happens. It just gets crushed. And it says you didn't even have to swing trade puts because it opened at the previous closing price, it looks like. But anyways, man, I'm swing trading puts before the market closes if SPY forms a daily trend reversal candlestick or just a bearish candlestick in general. So we shall see if we get that confirmation. That is not confirmed until 3:55 p.m. So I just got to wait until then. I'll let Trader Society know. But look, man, here's the deal. We're going to crush it, man. Real time, every single day. You could think of me, I'm giving you the best quotes, like a market maker. I'm giving you the best prices to buy, the best prices to sell. For puts, for calls. We trade both ways every single day. We are scalping like day traders. We've mastered the SPY, man. We've got it. There's no one else who has our levels like us. There's no one else who has our analysis like us, man. I tell people, look, if you want to join Trader Society, make your money for the cost of the program before you even join. There's enough value if you actually implement the information that I'm giving you. There's enough value and information for you to actually make back more than enough money for Trader Society, man. Almost every single person in here joined Trader Society. They made back the cost of it before they actually joined it. And then the people who join, I'm telling you, man, I see it all the time. $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. We have a couple millionaires within the program. If you want to surround yourself with the right network, with the right community, with the right information, with the right analysis, with the best bull and bear trap levels, with the best levels to buy calls, with the best levels to buy puts, every single day, we will put in the work and give you the best levels and best information possible. I will alert it in real time. It is all that first link down below in the description. You will get lifetime access, one-time fee, lifetime access to the entire chat room, to the entire Discord server, which includes the written watch list, all of my trade ideas, the best level to buy calls, best level to buy puts, all of our key levels, my real-time trade alerts, the live trading streams, the SPY floor. This is the money-making floor. This is where all the multimillionaires are. This is where all the moderators are. This is where the money is made, man. Every single day, there's millions of dollars worth of trades being transacted within this SPY floor. This is the best trading floor. You're not going to see any other trading floor like this SPY floor, and it is truly dedicated to trading SPY because that's what we do. We trade SPY. We're masters at SPY. If you want to be surrounded by this group in the right network, it is that first link down below in the description. Like I said, man, 53 people green, 3 red, 8 people didn't trade. To the 8 people that didn't trade, we've been waiting for puts at 422 for weeks now. I don't know what is that you're doing. To the 3 people red, you didn't buy puts at 422. I don't know what is that you're doing. But anyways, guys, if you want to surround yourself with the right network, with the right community, with the right guidance, with the best levels possible, the best analysis on the SPY possible, this is the team for you. You get access to the Discord. You get access to all my real-time analysis. Think about it. In terms of these videos, these are made a day before. And in terms of a day before, excuse me, in terms of a day before, I'm losing my voice, man. I'm talking just all day, like on everything. But in terms of these, videos, they're made a day before. And with that being said, I've never seen, people tell me all the time, they've never seen anyone as accurate a day before in advance. And I can assure you, based off the trades that I make, based off the analysis that I give you within the chat, it is 100% better and more accurate within the chat room. Like I said, man, I'm getting notifications of people just laughing, thinking we got hurt on puts or something. And I'm entering puts as they're commenting, saying puts are getting wrecked. I'm entering my puts in the 422.40 zone, and we're making thousands of dollars while these people are just commenting on YouTube. If you are serious about investing into yourself, this is the best time. It's never been easier to be great. It's not easy to become great, but in terms of the world that we're living in right now, it has never been easier to be great once you become great. Because I'm telling you, man, the competition out there, it's like there is none. There is no fucking competition. Look around, watch other content, watch other YouTubers, look at retail. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. And we're taking their money every single day like market makers. We take money out of the market and we give people the best prices to buy and sell. If you want to surround yourself with the best trading team for SPY, this is the right group for you. You get access to the video lesson library, the course, the entire course, the entire video lesson library, all the unique trading price action trading strategies, the trading system, which includes psychology, mindset, and you also get access to risk management and position sizing. If you want to become the best trader you can possibly become, I would really encourage you to join Trader Society. It is the first link down below in the description, and I am telling you guys, we are going to absolutely crush it tomorrow. I'm seeing a very predictable bull and bear trap lining up, and we're going to nail that. And I'm also seeing a potential swing trade lining up. Tomorrow is expected to be a very, very profitable green day. I will see you guys tomorrow live at market open.